Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be working on a work in progress that I started right before I got really sick. It was about a week ago and I'm feeling much better now. It wasn't the flu, it was something else. But I did start this because originally I wanted a nice, easy coloring page that is not nice and easy now that I look at it. But we're just gonna kind of go through it and we're gonna work on it because I really want to finish this one. And every time I look at it now, I just wish I had done the petals of the flowers a purple instead of a blue. I don't know why I had to do the blue, but I did. And now I kind of want to do like, see how it handles like a dull yellow middle. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna appreciate that because I almost feel like it's gonna take away. And this is really annoying to have to admit, but I'm having a lot of difficulty seeing right now. I don't know what it is. It just kind of started suddenly. It's almost like I'm losing some of my vision. Like, I had LASIK about 3 years ago and my vision started getting a little blurry suddenly, and then it's just rapidly getting worse to the point where like I'm sitting here with the light on so that you guys can hopefully see what I'm doing. I'll zoom you in a little bit since I'm doing very tight coloring right now, but like I'm trying to have the light on so you guys can see, and it's very difficult for me to keep my eyes open and actually like color. So I think I'm gonna have to see somebody about that because that's not normal. Even if it is bright light, I'm usually fine. And it's such a strange thing to mention like straight off the bat like that, but I'm legitimately over here squinting my eyes like as close as I can get to the paper trying to figure out what to do because I can hardly see it. And it's something that's happening. I don't know why, but anyway, so I did end up getting very sick and that's why there was not a video last week. I kind of wish I had enough followers for a community board so I could just let you guys know when stuff like that happens. Because it came out of nowhere, actually. It was not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, I started off with a random cough, and it got worse and worse throughout the day to the point where it was like really hurting my chest and even deep into my back when I would cough. And I was feeling fine except for that. That was the only symptom I had. And it got so bad to the point where I couldn't go to work the next day. And I wasn't sleeping because all I could hear was this rattle in my chest when I would breathe. And yeah, it turns out, you know, we all kind of know what it was at this point. And the only reason I went for sure to even find out what it was because my husband started getting symptoms. Because I thought the entire time it was just the flu. But by the time we went to actually get it checked out, I hadn't slept for 3 whole days. And when they asked me why I was there, I couldn't even answer them. I literally just sat there and stared at them. I had no idea what I was doing or what they were talking about. Like, I was absolutely so far gone. It was sad. But thank God for my husband because they tested me and lo and behold, he ended up getting it. Now it's going through his office, which is where I'm kind of wondering if that's where it came from, but you know, it's gone through our house, so hopefully it won't come back because that was not pleasant. But I'm doing much better now, except for some coughing that's much more manageable. So if it starts, like talking gets too agitating or something like that, I'll probably just put on some music and finish up that way, but it should be okay. So that's where I was last week, trying to recover and not go absolutely nuts. I do think this actually looks really pretty with the yellow. I'm often scared of doing too much and like losing an effect. So like the blue and the white are very pretty together, but I feel like the blue and the yellow is pale enough that it just gives it just enough character. And I'm pretty sure there's actually flowers that look like this too. Though that's not necessarily, you don't have to color specifically like you would regular flowers, but that's just how I like to do sometimes. Flowers are very calming to me. Plants are very calming to me overall, so I try to do them justice. One thing I've been looking at is my backyard that desperately needs a cleanup. I was gonna do a nice fall garden, but I think at this point it's probably too late. So I just kind of want to clean it up. I want to get it ready for, like, you know, I want to have this area where I can grill when it's not a million degrees outside, you know? And I want to have a fire pit area. We had a couple fires last year, and that was always a lot of fun, so I think that would be fun to do again this year. Just have a nice little area dedicated for it. And I don't know if I'll do a garden next year because we're going to be moving next year. Alright, so what do you guys think? Do you like the little touches of yellow? Can you even see them? I feel like I should zoom in some more on it, but then you won't be able to see anything. So I think I'm going to use the same yellow for the flowers for the butterfly. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for the actual wings of the butterfly, but we'll start here. I'm gonna start here because I'm gonna make outside of the wings even darker, I think, and this will be black. Yeah, we'll do it that way. But I definitely miss my garden. I haven't been spending as much time out there as I should. I miss having my vegetables. I miss just having a place to sit outside that's been nice and taken care of. But I got hurt, and it's so difficult for me with this job to take the time and just go make time for myself. To go sit, even if it's just in my garden and not sitting and like working. It's just hard to make myself go outside, make myself do something enjoyable. It's hard for me to make myself do art. So it's still difficult for me trying to make videos and things like that because I'm just so beat down at the end of the day. I just realized what I did. Oh no! Oh well. We'll figure it out. I'm looking here and I can see the mistake I made. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys. So in this picture, I'm actually using Tombow Alcohol Markers. They were probably the easiest thing I could have used for all the petals and things like that. And I really, they work really well. Like, I'm really impressed with them so far. I can even do a little bit of blending, things like that if I chose to. But for now, I really just like the fact that kind of doing it blocky and not putting too much pressure on it. Like, I really, when I got sick, I wanted to do something simple. And so I'm really trying to stick with that. Just something simple, something easy. I don't have to make it a masterpiece every time because I'm really, really bad about that. Everything I do, I want it to look nice. I want it to look impressive. But it doesn't have to be, because that, putting that kind of pressure on yourself, it's exhausting. And that's where I start having trouble motivating myself to do anything art related, you know? And that's not how it should be. Though I do really like this color. I don't know when I became a fan of pastels, but I did. and they're awesome. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I think they would look really well with the actual blue for these flowers. So what I did here though is I thought I was going to make this black, but I can't because this is black. So I don't really know what to do with it now unless I go darker yellow, which I suppose I could. Let me see what the darker yellow looks like, because that's what I was planning on doing here. Oh, that's orange. Oh. I mean, I could. Let's see. This is the color it's gonna be. It's not even yellow anymore. It's straight up orange. I think we could pull that off though. If I put the orange in here and then in here, that would be yellow. And this would be yellow. Oh, but then I would have an out here. I could just make it really thick. We're gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it. It's not gonna be perfect and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be okay. Oh no. There we go. It's too late now. We can't change it. All right. I feel like, oh, I'm gonna regret doing this. I know I am, but it's okay. I was also trying to figure out if I wanted to do a color like in the background behind the leaves and the flowers, but I don't think I want to. Largely because I would want it to be like a contrasting color, I think. But I wouldn't want it, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I would want it to be a contrasting color, but I feel like I would have to be careful because the colors are largely very cool, except for this orange that I'm putting down. So I wouldn't want it to disappear. Like, I wouldn't want the color to disappear, and I also wouldn't want the subject of the butterfly or the leaves, I mean the flowers, to disappear. I wouldn't want it to become a mess. And that's something I do struggle with as either an artist or colorist or whatever term you want to use, like color theory. I can't ever decide my colors. I'm very indecisive with them, as you can probably tell. But I mean, overall it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm not selling anything, so. I do think though, I realized very quickly that today was October 1st. Excuse me. That's that residual kind of cough I was talking about. It's Inktober, and part of me wants to jump on that little bandwagon. But it's also very difficult because I was just kind of explaining to you guys how difficult it is just to color at the end of the day. I couldn't... 31 days of drawing is exhausting. I did it once, and I did it like while I wasn't working, and it was exhausting. It was so tiring. So I kind of want to get into it. I kind of want to join it this year. At the same time, I'm kind of scared to go into that and get in that far on it, but I mean, it wouldn't hurt anything. I wouldn't be like required. Little antenna. To do anything, so I guess it wouldn't really matter. I just feel like it's one of those situations where I would definitely be letting myself down if I didn't finish. Because that's how it is. You're always your worst like critic and judge and all that stuff. I want him to have a little brown body. So we're gonna go over here and do that too. I hope you guys are actually able to see, because again, I can't, and I think I'm just gonna color over it. I also don't know what I'm gonna do with the actual wings, because I don't want them to be brown, I want them to be black. And I don't have a black marker in the Tombow. So that might be interesting. That might be a little problem we have. But okay, so he has a very, very dark body, some pretty wings. Oh, let's see if I can get the rest of these going. I think I'm gonna do a spooky picture for Halloween. And I kind of want to do a chat. Like try my hand at one. Like a Halloween hangout or something. When is Halloween? I don't even know. I think it's during the week this year. Oh, Friday the 13th. We could do like a stream for Friday the 13th. That would be fun. Because that's Friday the 13th. That would be actually a lot of fun. And we could like do a spooky picture. But I think I also kind of want to do that for Halloween too. It might be a cute one, like not just necessarily a scary thing, but I think that would be fun to like share like spooky stories. Whether or not they're true will yet be to be determined. I do have some spooky stories though, because I've been to some scary places. I actually went to like the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum has ghost tours. I went to that several times. I've done several different ghost tours, and it's one of those situations where you experience some very strange things that you don't know what to think. So I could definitely share some spooky stories there. And then I've just had some weird personal things happen that I think you guys would like to hear about if you're into that sort of thing. I mean, 'tis the season finally. I was with my mom watching football today, and suddenly I just started talking about Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving plans, and it's like, it is literally October 1st. Why are we talking about this? We have plenty of time to plan for Thanksgiving. It was pretty funny, but you know, it's always good to have plans, I guess. So I think that would be really cool to do though. Maybe I'll make an announcement on my Facebook and Instagram. You know, on this date, we'll be going live with this. That way everybody knows and they can come join me with their own spooky pictures. Excuse me, goodness. So something else I've noticed since having gotten sick, my tastes have completely changed. It took forever for me to actually get an appetite back, which for me is like blasphemous. I always eat a ton. You know, I'm a big girl. I enjoy my food. But I wasn't wanting to eat anything. I was making myself eat, and if I made myself eat, I would get sick. So I'm finally starting to get over that, and I can enjoy food again. But it's even like some of the stuff that I enjoy eating, I can't eat anymore. Or drink. I used to drink Coke Zero all the time. It tastes like those awful Smartie candies that are like chalk, but worse. It tastes worse than those. And the only thing I'm thinking is, I can't have this. Like, I can't do this anymore. Something's gotta give. I mean, Pepsi tastes better than the Coke, which is sad. That makes me very sad. So, I have two options here. I can try to ink in. I might just try and ink in with the brown, because that looks really black. Or like this guy. Oh, it's gonna make it so dark. I'm gonna hate it. What is this? What is this color? Maybe this goldenrod color will save it. That's not a bad color. I like that color. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make him goldenrod. And then if I don't like the way the wings look, I could always go over it in black. That's my solution. Because I don't want them to be black. This alone looks too dark. Let's try it. I hope you guys can see. Yes, you can. Okay. Just have to be really careful. This is such a pretty honey color. I definitely like these markers. I don't know that I would go out of my way to buy them. Because I found them at Michael's on clearance. They were super cheap, but they're really good. And I think they're supposed to be like calligraphy markers, maybe? Something to that effect, but they work really well for small spaces. My goodness, I cannot see. Okay. Yeah, they work really well for small areas. And I'm kind of in love. So this might be a situation where if one runs out or something, I might actually get more. Or I might invest in more colors or something. Because these are nice. They're very smooth. Some of them have really firm points. But I think you're gonna find that with any marker. And what was really weird is actually one of my Copic markers did that too. It was green. I had never used it, and I went to test out a swatch on it. And I don't know if it's because maybe it was left partially open. Like, I don't even remember touching it, but the marker nib was completely dry, like hard to the touch, and it wasn't producing any ink whatsoever on either side. So it had to be like a situation where it was just kind of left open and dried out. And now I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, well, I want to replace it, but do I have to buy a new marker, or is it a situation where I can just replace a nib and then get a refill on it? So I don't really know, because I don't know much about Copics. But that's something that happened, so that was very annoying. I definitely like this though. I don't know that I love this. I might go over it with black. Because I'm not in love with the way this looks. But I at least wanted to give it a shot. I think I'm gonna have to go over it with black, and just use like one of my actual inking markers. Maybe that'll be something I do at the end, because usually my inking markers are very, very juicy and they're gonna last a bit, and they're gonna make it where I'm not able to touch the picture for a while. So I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of stop when I get to a point and let it be done. Do do. Yeah, this is a situation I'm really not liking how the brown's looking. It's a very pretty color, but I'm not a fan. So what I'm gonna do is just finish this little section so at least everything's the same. And then I'm going to start on the leaves, because I do want to finish those, and I'm just gonna go over it with a dark brown, I think, and make this monstrosity go away. It's awful. No. Okay, so I have two different greens that I can use. I like them both. I feel like a woody green. Can I get this to blend? Let's see. See, that's pretty firm too. That's very dark. And then I have very light. I feel like this is too bright for what I want, but I could always go over it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start in the top corners, since I know theoretically I'm not gonna be able to go back over them without smudging, because I'm left-handed, so I'm trying to kind of go down, and I hope you guys can see. You know, I'm actually very curious if anybody has had LASIK in the past. Are you able to tell me if you've had a problem with your vision rapidly declining like this? Because it's so hard. And I'm trying not to complain about it, but it's very difficult to see what I'm doing. And I'm inches from the paper. So things like even driving myself to work have kind of gotten scary. Okay, so I'm gonna color this. I'm gonna do half. I should have done the top half first, but I didn't. We all make mistakes, it happens. This is gonna make me nuts. I can already tell I do not like how this looks, but it's okay. I'm actually gonna turn it so I get a little more space to work with. What I might do with the leaves, since there's such a bigger area, I might do some color pencil on those, just to smooth them out and make them pretty. Get in the veins here. So something else I'm actually kind of curious about, like, I'm not a movie person. I don't have the attention span for it. I get very bored, okay? Very bored. Anthony has been on the hunt for new horror movies, things like that, which, you know, generally come out this time of year. So has anybody seen any good or promising, like, movie trailers? Even if it's not horror, like, is there anything I should look at? Because while I probably won't watch it, like, you know, he might go see it or something. I always get curious because there's always something weird that comes out around this time. And usually it's the kind of movies that I don't do well with, like certain terror clowns. Not into those. But I do like the old-fashioned, like, Halloween movies. Like, I enjoy things like that where it's on in the background. You can enjoy it. You don't really have to watch it. You've seen it so many times. You know how it's gonna go. Goes the same every single time. I like those. But I know, like, they're making a Five Nights at Freddy's, which I mean, I guess you can. But after they've already made, what was it? Willy's Wonderland. How do you top that? You just can't. You don't top that. Nothing beats Nicolas Cage going with an entire movie without saying a word and beating up animatronics. You can't do it. So, I actually like that better than I thought I was going to. Sometimes you just gotta have faith. And I'm gonna work over here. So yeah, I was curious because I know that's coming out. I'm curious how they're gonna go about it. I mean, it might even be good. Who knows? But it's not something I'm terribly concerned with seeing. I know there's a couple other ones he tried to show me. I know there's something to do with The Nun again, which those movies are just, at this point, I don't even know what the point is. There's a whole universe built around it and I don't understand it. Like, I think isn't it part of the, no, Conjuring? Insidious. I guess part of the Conjuring universe. I don't know. I don't really know. They're just kind of cash grabs at this point. I don't think there's a real anything behind them. Besides spooky jump scare. Oh no. Yeah, so I really hate this. I really wish I hadn't done it. Excuse me. I really hate this and I really wish I hadn't done it. It's bothering me now. I just see it every time I look. So I'm gonna fix it. I like the stems. Doing those is pretty nice and easy. And I'm just kind of trying to let the shading on it guide the actual shade of the picture. I'm trying not to go too much and like, oh, I need to go over this 19 times. It's just nice, simple. I need to fix the butterfly, but this is a lot of fun. It can be nice just relaxing and, you know, going slow, not trying to kill yourself with all the details every single time. So what I'm gonna do is try to finish up, finish up these. Y'all like my sound effects? They're great. I think what we're gonna try and do soon is actually go for a camping trip. it's been really nice weather the past few days. Well, really, the past week, I'd say. So I'm hoping it kind of keeps up. So it's nice and like comfortable, and you know, we can kind of just enjoy ourselves. I do get nervous about the idea of camping though, and taking Sam, the dog, because I'm so scared that like an alligator or something's gonna come up towards the camp, or even just a snake. Like, I don't want anything to happen to him. And they are where we're gonna be camping. There's a swimming hole. Apparently, there's a whole little swimming area. And there's a big old sign posted saying that alligators come in the area. So if you see one, don't approach it, don't go near it, call the people, they'll get it out. But it's like, yeah, I don't want to lose him, especially that way. I would be devastated. Because that's my little dog, who's not so little. I think it's about 75 pounds is what they said. But what's that noise? Oh, it must be the neighbor dog. I'm kind of excited to go though. We haven't gone camping in a very long time. And we're not going to our usual place because it's so hard to get a spot. They're booked out until January. Yeah, they're booked out till like freaking January for a spot. So we're just gonna go to a new place and hope that's a good one. See something a little different and experience something new. Hopefully it'll be a good little trip. Just a weekend thing, like go there Friday, leave Sunday. Hope there's not like bears, because there's bears in Florida. There is a bigger side on these. They're like chisel nibs. But I find this very relaxing to do the brush. So I guess that's kind of why I'm doing it, even though it's taking a longer time. It's almost like you're painting, like just and I feel like I have a little bit more control that way too. Something else I kind of want to do. There's a local art shop, Ready Arts. It's a very cool place. I've talked about it in my last videos. Well, a couple of them. Locally owned. And they do little workshops and little classes and stuff like that. And one of them that they're doing is for cartooning. And I really kind of want to go, but I'm such a chicken. I don't want criticism. I just want to go learn. I don't want someone to see what I'm doing. I just, you know, I'm a baby. I get very embarrassed very easily about like my art and stuff. But it's definitely one of those things that I feel like could be really beneficial to do. Like getting out of your comfort zone and just learning how to like distort features to make them more cartoony but still proportionate. Or like how to do proper method of action and things like that so it doesn't look really skewed or top heavy or anything like that. All of that like sounds really beneficial to know, but I just feel like it would be one of those situations where I would go and I would be like the oldest person there and like the least accomplished because everyone's like in college or something and taking animation or something like that. I don't know. I think it's all in my head. I make these situations up and I make it worse than it should be. Because I have all the things I need to take the class. I wouldn't even need to buy anything. But it's just a situation where I would be so scared to do it, you know? And I've always been really bad about doing that to myself. Because there's nothing to be scared of. I'm sure they wouldn't gatekeep anything, you know? Alright, I'm gonna twist it so we can do it this way. I think it would be cool to do. I don't think I have the courage to do it. What do you guys think? Would you do it? If it was a beginner's cartooning class, would you take the dive? Would you give it a shot? You know, I really like how the blue actually does pop against the dark green. I really like that a lot, actually. That's kind of what I was hoping would happen, and that's why I didn't do a brighter green. But I really like how this looks. That was a weird noise. Okay. I hope I'm still in frame. Yeah, you just can't really see what I'm doing. Sorry, I'll try and keep my hand out of the way, but it's a little difficult. Can I just say how much I hate the butterfly now? I really do. We're gonna fix it. So, yeah, I don't know. There's also other classes that are being offered. There's one for like making a Halloween mask that I think would be really cool. But I know that that's like $90 plus all the materials you need, which are like about $100. So I wouldn't really want to do that one. Like, I feel like I have a good bit of that also because I have a lot of everything in my art room. But I feel like that one is the least interesting. There's also things like glass blowing that I think would be really cool to do. But I wouldn't want to do that by myself at all. Like, I'd want someone to go with me for that one. That's also very expensive though. So it's like the fun stuff is expensive. Learning how to draw is not as bad. Because at least that's like an all-day event. And you get snacks and stuff. If anything, that's why I should go, is because I need the snacks. I want your free snacks. Feed me. Just gotta be careful not to overdo my pretty leaves. There. I'm gonna go here. Alright, I have I hear a dog clicking outside of my room. He's pacing back and forth. He's being a rotten little dog. I think I'm starting to fray the nib on this one. That's okay though. We're almost there. And then I just gotta fix the butterfly. Okay. I think I might do it. I think I've decided. I'm trying not to give you guys long lapses of like quiet, but my life is not that interesting, and I'm just kind of sitting here like, maybe I should do that class. I don't even know when it is. I think it's this weekend. Maybe I'll see if someone else has joined. I think it would be awkward if it was just me, so maybe that'll help me determine whether or not I actually want to do it. So I've decided that I also don't necessarily like big bulky areas with these. I probably should have done it with the nibby side, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, these aren't the best. I really am going to be tempted to go over it with a pencil. I may still. But I think I'm gonna finish up this. Do I have a brush? I need a brush pen. That's my cat. Okay. I have my graphic, and then I have my brush. I think I'm going to start with my brush because I really like the brush pens. Now we're going to do the graphic. We'll see how the graphic works. This is just black, so we're just going to do it this way. Yeah, see, this is why I waited to do this last. This is going to take a very long time to dry. I can tell just by looking at it. Okay, here it is, everybody. Let me just zoom out. Our beautiful redone monarch butterfly sitting in a bunch of blue flowers with yellow dots and really bright green leaves. I think this is actually the first thing we've completed on the channel. I'm not really sure. Either way, it was pretty relaxing and a lot of fun. I just decided to speed through what I was doing with the actual butterfly, largely because it took me a hot minute to be able to see what I was doing and to get all the lines and stuff relatively correct. So I didn't want to just keep droning on and on. I figured you guys put up with enough of that. So it was actually a lot of fun to do. I hope you like it. Next week I may be doing another color and chat. I might be doing something a little different. I am hoping to do something special for Halloween and Friday the 13th though. So we'll definitely see what's going to happen with those. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I always enjoy our little chats. Please let me know what you've been working on. And as always, I will see you next week with something else fun and creative. See you then. Bye.